Greetings, this is Wanda. This is Diaspora Connect. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank my faithful subscribers from rocking with me from day one. I want to say welcome back to the channel. And to my new subscribers, I want to say welcome in the room. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Wanda. This is Diaspora Connect. I do relocation, excuse me, and business consultations and for Tanzania. If you're interested in visiting or relocating and you want to know the steps you have to take to, proceed with that, you can email me at diasporaconnect0@gmail.com, diasporaconnect0@gmail.com. I do charge a consultation fee. Yes, I do charge a consultation fee. So, but I do give general information if you need it. If you just need general information, I do usually provide that. And if you look through my channel, I have lots of videos with general information about Tanzania, some things about traveling, some things about doing business, etc. So yeah, you can find a lot of that on the channel. And I just washed my hair, so it's still kind of wet. So yeah, but I wanted to do a video because as a lot of you have seen, um, what's going on with this piece? As a lot of you have seen that I have been finally monetized, so I'm very happy and excited about that. So I need to be more consistent in doing videos. And guess what, family? I brought a little microphone, and that's what you see right here. I want to make sure that the sound quality is okay for you. It's not sounding like I'm talking through a cup or just not good. So I went and got this little microphone here. And I like this because I can use this for my computer and I can use it for my phone as well. So it's a dual microphone. So that's a good thing. But yeah, I just wanted to do a video because I wanted to say hi to everybody. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for taking the time to view. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thumbs up. Hit on the notification bell so you can be notified. So whenever I do a new video, a live, you will be notified. But I wanted to talk today about my experience when I visited Zanzibar. I wanted to share with you my experience of going to Zanzibar and getting a henna. You know, the henna, I briefly talked about it in some of my other videos, a couple of other videos, but you know, the henna, they draw the beautiful designs on your skin with ink or whatever. And then the natural henna is like a red color, but a lot of the places they stretch it. So they put like a dark ink in there with it, mixed with there to make it last longer. And so that's the one that I ended up getting. So I went to visit Zanzibar. I think it was my second trip, or was it the first trip? Oh, the first trip I went, that's when I went to Zanzibar. I went with a girlfriend. We were on the beach and just relaxing. And then a sister came and she was working. And so she had the henna and she was showing us pictures. And I wasn't going to do it at first because yeah, I just wasn't going to do it because that's usually, I think, kind of like a Muslim thing or whatever, but I just wasn't going to do it. But then my friend, she got it done and it looked so nice. It looked so beautiful. And she was a lot younger than me too. I think she was like in her 30s. And so she got one. And so, I'm like, well, you know what? I kind of talked myself into getting it. I was like, well, they fade and yeah, they fade in like 2 weeks. And sorry, y'all, wash my hair and it's wet. So I talked myself into getting one, and I was like, yeah, well, they fade in 2 weeks, so it'll be gone. So it's no big deal. Got it, right? Got one nice one on my arm. I think it was on the right arm, and then on the left leg, either left or right leg, one of them. But I got one on my foot to almost to my shin, and then on my arm, like up to before the elbow. Very beautiful, right? So we're enjoying, we're on the beach, we got our hennas, we're just having a good time. So a day later, when I got back to the mainland, which is Dar es Salaam, I think we stayed like 3 days or something. But anyway, a day or two when I got back to the mainland, where the tattoo was, it started itching. Like it started itching a lot. It was like when a mosquito bites you at first, it's like it itches like a whole lot at first until you like maybe put something on it or whatever. But it was itching like that. It was itching profusely. And so instead of me like scratching like this, I started like just hitting it like this, up and down, up and down. So I didn't scratch it, but I just was, hitting it, hitting it. And then the next day, family, the next day when I woke up, my hand, it was swollen. It was swollen like, it was so swollen that it didn't even look like my hand. It was so swollen. And I knew it was allergic reaction because of the itching the day before. So it's crazy because the next day when it was swollen, it stopped itching. It wasn't itching as much, but I guess the because it was the ink. I was allergic to the ink, and I hadn't remembered that when I used to do like chemicals in my hair, and I used to do a perm. I used to do a color in my hair. I used to put like different like black. I usually dye my hair black, and when I would do that, my scalp would really itch. It would really, really itch. And so as I got older, when I was younger in my 20s, I've been dyeing my hair since like in my 20s. But when I started getting older, it started impacting me. Like I started being allergic to the hair dye because my scalp used to itch profusely. And then I could see under my hair, it would be like swollen. My scalp would be swollen. So the same thing was happening to my skin under the tattoo. So what I was doing is I was looking online to figure out how to lift it, how to lift the ink, the dye out of your skin, but it had already gotten into my bloodstream. And so yeah, I was having an allergic reaction. So I ended up going to the pharmacy, and I'm here in Africa. I end up in Tanzania. I end up going to the pharmacy and got, you can get over the counter medicine without a prescription or anything. So I got like, I knew enough to know I was having an allergic reaction. So I got the allergy pills and I got ibuprofen, for inflammation. So I took both of those. I was not really in pain, so I didn't get any pain medication. I just wanted the inflammation to go down, and I wanted it was I was allergic. So I got those two um, medicines from the pharmacy. And then after I start taking those, a few days later, the swelling did go down. My hands started looking more like normal, but my skin on the top where the dye was, my skin looked like it was burned. It looked like I had been like burnt in like my skin looked like it was burnt in the fire. It looked like I had got burned in a fire. It looked so gross, and it was like wet looking. It was like it dried up. It's the swelling went down, but the skin just looked white. It looked like a burn. It just looked bad, y'all. It looked so bad. It was so hot here, and I had to wear long sleeve shirts because it looked so disgusting. I had to wear long sleeve shirts until it healed. So I was out here, and it was so hot. I was sweating, and I had to wear a long sleeve, like shirts and stuff. And then I finally eventually went to, I think a week later, I went to the doctor just to get, a double check, at the clinic. So I went to the clinic, and it was a young Caucasian young lady. And she looked at it, and she was like, you had allergic reaction from the dye. And so she ended up giving me the same medicine I already had. She gave me another allergy because she asked me which one I used. She didn't want to give me something that would, offset what I had already been using. So I brought to her what I was using, and she just gave me a prescription for more of both of those. In addition to, she gave me a prescription for pain medicine, and she gave me a prescription for a topical cream to go on top, which is what I really needed because the skin looked like real wet and white, like a film, like it just looked like burned skin. And I was praying over my arm. I was praying over it. I was like, Father, please heal my arm. I know I wasn't supposed to get that tattoo. I know you don't want us messing with stuff like that. So please, please heal. I was just praying. And so I used a topical cream, and it started drying it up. So the topical cream that I received, it started drying it up. So I got 4 medications. I saw the doctor at the clinic here in Tanzania, and I got 4 medications, and all of that came to 70,000 T shillings, which is like 35 US dollars. So that was really good. That was a really good, affordable fee for the services that I got. And the service was really top notch, which is the clinic I have referred in my past videos. When I tell people if they're here and they want to go to a clinic, it's not a hospital, it's a clinic. But the clinic that I go to is called London Health, and it has dental, has eye, and it has medical. And that's where I first went for the medical treatment, which is for the allergic reaction. I went to that clinic, and the service was good. It was very clean, very knowledgeable providers. And then I got the prescription, and the pharmacy is like right there. So I don't have to leave and go to an outside pharmacy. They have their own pharmacy. So I got all my medications. And then after a week, it started drying up the skin. It started, healing basically. It started healing. And then what I started using was aloe vera and sea moss. I had actually got a sea moss soap from a friend, and a friend was selling sea moss soap. So I brought that anyway to bathe with. So I started using sea moss and aloe vera, and I started putting it on top of my skin. Like as a topical, a lot of people they drink sea moss and they eat sea moss, but I was using a little of it on my top of my skin with the aloe vera just to see, and it healed it very well. It's like now you can't even tell. It was on this arm right here, and now you can't even tell that anything happened. They both look the same. So all praises to the Most High that He did heal my arm completely, and I learned a lesson from that. The one on the leg, I had one on my leg. It didn't get that bad because I was doing things um, to pull the ink out. Like they have, like if you go online and Google it, it'll tell you how to pull the ink out of a henna if you're allergic to it, or if you want to get it out of your skin. They tell you what you can do to pull the ink out. So I was doing that to the legs. So the leg didn't get as bad as the arm. It was itching a little, but it wasn't as bad as my arm. So, but anyway, that's my story of when I went to Zanzibar and I got a henna and I had an allergic reaction. And I actually had a service here at the clinic here in Tanzania, and it was good. Yes, most of us, when we go to the clinic or the hospitals, will be like a self-pay person. So it's because they don't really take insurance. So what you do is you pay, and you pay and you reimburse your own insurance. So you pay and you get the receipt and you reimburse. You send it to your insurance to be reimbursed. So you do that. They don't do that. So here it's self-pay. You have to pay for your services. And so that made it even better because it was very affordable. I wasn't sure how much it would be, but it was very affordable. So I was grateful for medications and a doctor's visit. So that was really good. That was a really good price. So yeah, but that's my story about when I went to Zanzibar and I had an allergic reaction trying to hang with the youngsters, trying to get hennas and all that stuff. Yeah, I won't be doing that again. Like my skin is very sensitive. As I'm older, when I was younger, I could do the colors in my hair, I could do the perms, I could do this, that. But now as I started getting older, I started having allergic reactions to dyes. That's all, which is why I stopped dyeing my hair. And I just don't use any chemicals for that matter, because none of them are really good for us, because our products are not regulated anyway in the States. So they give us anything to use. They approve anything for us to use. Nobody cares. So we have to care. So it's best to just be all natural, even with the weave, as y'all know. And if you have heard, if you haven't, they're saying that weave causes cancers. They have carcinogens in them, like this cankerline hair, all this braided hair that the women use to braid hair and all that. They're saying that's cancer causes cancer. So it's nothing man-made that we can really use, that we can trust that it would be healthy for us. So it's always best, if you can, to try to wear your own hair. Do it the way that you learn how to take care of it, and learn to just try to wear your own hair, just for also for safety reasons, because these things that we put on our head is our crown. Our hair is our crown and our head. And you don't want to just put anything, because your brain is there. That's your mind. And so it controls everything in your body. So you don't want to just put anything in your hair, anything on your head. You have to be very particular about who you let put their hands in your hair, who you let touch your hair and do your hair and all that, wash your hair and all that. And even your hair, when you cut it, you have to make sure that you dispose of it. You don't let other people dispose of your hair, because you don't know what they're going to do with your hair. So you got to be very, very, very mindful of things like that, especially when you're on the continent. You have to be very mindful of where you get your hair done and who cuts your hair and all that stuff. Now, for me, I do all my own services. If I want my nails done, I'll do that. Hair done, do that. Skin stuff, do that. I don't do massages. I don't get the toes and nails. I don't get hair done. I don't do none of that, because I'm very particular about who I let touch me. I don't want people rubbing on me, and I don't care how good it feels. I don't want strangers rubbing on me. I don't know where their hands been and what they've been doing. And yeah, I don't do that. So, but just have to be mindful of things like that. But yeah, I had allergic reaction. All was well. Went to the hospital, and the service was really good. Doctors very professional. So yeah, I just wanted to do this video and share when I went to Zanzibar, having a great time, enjoying the beach and the tropical vibe, island life, and then I had an allergic reaction to a henna that I got. But all is well. Everything looks normal. You can't look and tell that I had any kind of problems with the arm. I won't be doing that again. So, well, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll do another video in the next couple of days, and hopefully the microphone sounds okay to you guys. I have it right here. So, but thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thumbs up. Thanks. Bye.